horsepower more than the most powerful Murcielago. It'll actually launch to 62 in just 2.9 seconds using launch control, and then just go on getting faster and faster and faster. Let's see just how fast. Now we're on full throttle shift, now 163, 7,000 revs, 187, 191, 199, and now 205. Well, it's certainly fast in a straight line.
And 205 miles an hour in a road car is a brand new fifth gear speed record.
I love the 700 horsepower. I love the fact that it's a V12. I love this high speed handling. But I don't want to pay £250,000 for this dashboard, the ride on road, and the pain in my neck when I change gear.
Today's fiery Lamborghini range contains some of the fastest creatures ever created for tarmac. But among the raging bulls, there is a very clear king. And in Lamborghini land, the king wears an SV badge. Super Veloci, the Lamborghini that reigns terror over all others. The most expensive, the most powerful, the most Lambo. Now, four-wheel drive biased towards the rear, the car has got monster grip, and it's going to take a really brave man to try and unstick it. However, if you turn in a little bit whilst you're too much on the brakes, then you can feel the back start to skip. And I get the feeling that if you let it get too far away, it ain't going to come back. But if you do overcook your £266,000 investment, Lamborghini have made carbon ceramic brakes standard on the SV. So it's reassuring it'll stop on a pinhead when things go wrong. Now, we're on some pretty rough Welsh mountain roads, and whilst the ride is firm, I wouldn't say it's uncomfortable. The seats most certainly are. There's not enough support in the lumbar area. They're a bit too racy-like. But is it practical? I don't give a damn. You know, this is a car to have a blast on a Sunday afternoon. It's certainly not a first car. It's a wealthy man's second car. The SV is so good, it's got me a bit worried, because this most extreme of all Murciélagos is also the last. Lamborghini are soon to phase it out with an all-new car. I just hope the replacement is as good as this. You know, you don't have to be driving quick to have fun in a supercar, especially here in Italy, where they worship all things Italian. I reckon it's like a passport to anywhere. So we're heading to the famous Lingotto building in Turin, the old Fiat factory, you know, the one with the test track on the roof where they filmed the Italian Job. Well, rumour has it security is like Fort Knox, and I reckon a few well-placed chows, maybe a little blip on the throttle, will see us through the security net. Let's give it a go. Ciao, scusa, again?
The entrance for the oval is not for public.
See? Not to be put off, we tried an entrance down the road, which had less men in high-vis jackets. Always a good sign.
See, grazie. Right, we're through one little security net. The barrier is now open.
Another barrier just parts the waves.
Pista?
Pista.
Sì, sì. And the prossimo veicolo? Sì, grazie.
I tell you what, that is uncanny. We've just driven through wave after wave of security gate. I mean, this is amazing. This was the start of every Fiat's life. This roll up this ramp to go onto the test track prior to, delivery. What a treat. Well, I'll tell you what, there's another security guard. Let's give him a little blip and another little chow. Let's see if it cuts the mustard.
Ciao. Grazie. Well, stone the crows. We are now on the top. I don't believe it. There were just a couple of cars belonging to the staff of the swanky rooftop restaurant, and someone so rich and famous they go to lunch in a heli. The Lambo had got us to the summit of a national monument. That is the power of the Lamborghini Gallardo LP 574 Superleggera. Wow.
Brake, good turn, feed the power. Now, of course, Lamborghini doggedly remain faithful to their four-wheel drive transmissions. But when it comes to fine handling on a dry road, it is a bit of a handicap. Braking deep into the corners, the initial turn's actually pretty good. But then once you just begin that throttle there, the four-wheel drive just pushes the front out of line. To come off the throttle and get the nose to tuck back in again. Then once the nose is tucked back in again, I can give it a full Monty. Once we're on a racetrack, I definitely still prefer something like the Ferrari 458 Italia with its rear-wheel drive, simply because I can adjust the balance of the car more on the throttle. So to improve the Gallardo even more, let's get rid of the four-wheel drive to improve the handling balance and save even more weight.
The Gallardo still isn't perfect. Neither is this new Performante as delicate or accurate as newer supercars. But it is noisier and more exciting than ever.
The Lamborghini Gallardo is growing old disgracefully, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Time for me to get back to having fun.
0 to 62 on tarmac takes 3.7 seconds. Out here, a lot longer.
I am very well aware that I'm driving a £140,000 worth of car. And those big white walls that may look like soft, lovely snow are actually as hard as concrete if you hit them. Now, where this four-wheel drive helps you so much in these conditions is that when you power it into a corner, first the rear goes out, which you want, but then the power goes to the front wheels, they spin up, but it actually straightens the car up. Whereas with rear-wheel drive, you just end up facing where you came.
Now, this may look like quite a relaxing experience.
I see skies of blue,
but it isn't.
I tell you, this is very hard work. And every lap I do on this little track, the surface gets icier and icier. But getting this power down is quite an art. I'm flicking between second and third gear. Second gear is all wheel spin and not so much movement. Third gear, I can get a bit more speed up, but then the transition from one way is overseeing the other is a bit faster. And if you ever wanted to hate a steering wheel, when you got one that's got lovely grippy suede 1 second and then horrible cold plastic the other, you can really dislike these trendy wheels. Oh, that way, that way, that way, that way.
Beneath all the electronics, this supercar has a fine chassis and can be great fun to drive. You just need a load of snow to really prove it. This is definitely the most fun I've had in a modern-day Lamborghini.
what a wonderful.
It's down here. I can't really see what I'm doing. Let me have a look. Oh, Christ. I think I've got a subwoofer